Hey yo, what's going on guys? This is Mike Reed here. Welcome back to another toy review by yours truly. And today we have quite the interesting review for you guys. Today we are taking a look at probably one of the most unique BX releases Beyblade X has put out to date. We will be taking a look today at the Takara Beyblade X BX-44 TriceraPress. Yes, so this one sort of dropped randomly a few months ago. And, well, it's finally here in my hands. Took what felt like forever for it to get here, but hey, at least it's here. So, taking a look at the release itself here, does look pretty solid. Of course, up here you do have your Beyblade X logo, as you would expect, with a very, very nice CG render here of TriceraPress, looking very TriceraPressy. Of course, you got Cobalt Dragoon in the back getting absolutely obliterated. And of course, down here we have the BX-44 TriceraPress text, M45BS, Extreme Gear Sports, and of course, this is a BX release. Of course, over here we do have a very nice top-down look at TriceraPress, and that's pretty much it for the front of the box. Of course, Takara Tomy logo up there as well. Can't forget that. Of course, on this side, we do get a nice little defense type logo right there. And then on the back, we get a whole bunch of legal jargon back here. But more importantly, taking a look at this top portion, of course, you do get the BX-44 TriceraPress text up there. And then right here, we do get a nice little caption right there, showing off the owner of this Beyblade, Ryu Ishin, right there. And then, of course, right here, we do get its BX gimmick right here, which we'll talk more about that in a bit. And, of course, down here, we do have all of its parts beautifully displayed right there. And then up here, we do get the Beyblade X caption right there, showing off the gimmick. And then, of course, we have the new Ratchet compared to the other it's compared to 385 and 455, and then a whole bunch of legal jargon down here. Of course, on the back, or on this side here, we do get a little caption for or a little promo for the Japanese mobile app. And with all of that being said, let's go ahead and crack open TriceraPress here, and let's see what all the hubbub's about what makes this guy so darn unique. Alright guys, so now with TriceraPress fully unboxed, let's go ahead and dive right into the part by part for this release. Starting off, of course, with the blade here, which of course is TriceraPress. Now, TriceraPress looks pretty darn interesting. So first and foremost, this is, I believe, our second ever dinosaur in Beyblade X, which is pretty cool. Actually, I think it's the third one after, Tyranno Beat and Terra Swing. So now this is the third dinosaur, which is pretty darn awesome. And I do love this gear chip motif with this sort of nice Triceratops sort of snarling at you right there. And of course, the overall shape is pretty darn reminiscent to Leon Claw. Not exactly, but pretty darn close. And you do get it in this really nice green here. But of course, what makes this blade so unique is the fact that it has the largest launcher prongs on any Beyblade X release. So if you take a look at that, you can see just how big those launcher prongs are. And this is designed specifically so that way the weight of the blade is primarily focused towards the center, right there. Thus, allowing for better defense, at least in theory. And you know what? I hope it works. I really hope it does. Of course, you do get the clear coat on the metal here as well, which is always nice to see. And of course, on the back, no QR code for this guy. But still, pretty darn nice looking blade. Love this dinosaur motif we got going on here with TriceraPress. And then next up here, we get the Ratchet, which is just as, if not more interesting than the blade itself, which is M85. Now, 85, I believe, is a brand new Ratchet height, which in and of itself is interesting. But if you take a look at the Ratchet, you'll notice these strange rivets coming through the back. And if that wasn't a clear giveaway, if you flip around to the bottom, yes, you are looking at this correctly. This is Beyblade X's very first metal ratchets. Yes. So previously we've seen metal on various different parts on Beyblade X releases. Mostly you'll see it on the blades themselves, obviously. But to see the metal being implemented on a ratchet, now that's definitely a first. And as you can see, this whole ring down here is entirely die-cast metal. Of course, it does have the clear coat on it as well. And in theory, this should make this ratchet one of the heaviest ratchets that you can get right now, which is really, really interesting. So, that's pretty much it for M85 right there. But still, really darn unique ratchet. Curious to see just how much of a difference that's going to make with that large metal ring on the bottom. And last but not least, we get the bit, which of course is BS, or bound spike. Now, we've already seen this with Night Mail back in the UX10 set, but we do get it here again in this nice sort of forest green color, which is always nice to see. So, quickly assembling our TriceraPress here. Nice tight click. Nice tight click there as well. There you have TriceraPress M85 bound spike. All in all, really, really interesting release. Curious to see just how much of a defensive tank this Triceratops could possibly be. So, with that pretty much is going to do it for the overview on this guy. So let's go ahead and do a quick jump cut and let's see how cool and interesting TriceraPress will perform in battle. So see you guys in just a bit. Alright guys, and we are back. And of course I have my lovely BX-10 right here with my, oh boy, still massive collection off screen here. So let's go ahead and grab our brand new TriceraPress here. And let's see what he can do in the stadium on his own. Of course, I will be using my winder launcher as always. So let's just go ahead and see what he does. Well, TriceraPress is active, that's for sure. But still, really liking the almost rounded shape of TriceraPress here. Very, very interesting. Ooh, and then it kind of chills out towards the center. Of course, it is a little off balance, but that's to be expected with bound spikes, so... Ow. But still, really darn nice right there. So, let's go ahead and grab some base here, and let's see what it can do against them. And I think we're going to start off... You know what? We haven't used the oldie but goodie in a while. Drawn Sword. Let's see what the OG attack type here can do against our brand new TriceraPress. Alright, come on TriceraPress. Woo! Okay. Doing pretty good so far. Okay. Not exactly a great start for TriceraPress, but let's go again. Ooh. Okay. Pretty evasive maneuvers from TriceraPress. Alright, come on. Ooh, this could be close. Oh, but TriceraPress barely takes it. Good job, TriceraPress. Alright. One more time. Well, that ended rather abruptly. I guess good job evading there, TriceraPress, but like, we gotta see your defensive capabilities, because we really need to see if that middle ratchet's really all it's cracked up to be. You know what? Let's get a UX release here. Wyvern Hover. You know what? Because this guy surprisingly hits hard. So let's see if maybe he can finally put TriceraPress to the test here. Alright. Come on, TriceraPress. Woo! Very nice defensive maneuver from TriceraPress. Okay. So he can actually, like, attack pretty strongly when it wants to. Okay. Let's go again. Right, come on, Wyvern Hover. Really give it to him. Okay. Ooh, and TriceraPress just whittles him down with no effort. Very nice to see. Alright. One more time. Ooh, solid hits from Wyvern Hover. Alright, come on, TriceraPress. You can do it! Yes! Dang it! But still, 2-1. It's not bad. It's not bad. Alright. Let's see. Let's do one more here. And you know what? Drawn Brave. Why not? Dare I say, why not? Wow! And a double burst from Drawn Brave there. Okay. I mean, that rarely ever happens for us. So, oh, geez, I think he might have actually broke my ratchet here. Let me see. Ah, boy. I think my 660 is starting to get a little. Anyway, let's go again. Wow. That was surprisingly effortless from Drawn Brave there. Alright. One more time. Jeez, alright. Well, that was surely something. Alright guys, so with that, I think that's going to pretty much wrap it up for my review here on TriceraPress. All in all, pretty solid release. I mean, first and foremost, the blade is definitely unique for its large launcher prongs. And the overall shape seems to do okay, but of course I'm definitely going to have to do further testing on my own time to see just how good this blade really is. But at least from initial testings, it seems like it's okay. For the most part. M85, obviously really, really unique ratchet for its metal component. And definitely adds some extra heft to Tricera here. And the fact that it's so far exclusive to this release, yeah, definitely makes this guy quite the standout for the time being. And then, of course, Bound Spike here. I mean, hey, if you haven't gotten him through Nightmail, this is a really nice way to get this bit. So, hey, pretty solid release, I would say, at least so far. So with that being said, guys, if you guys did enjoy this review, then please make sure to drop a like on this video, subscribe if you're new, and ring that notification bell so that way you guys get notified for all my uploads. Later, Reed Squad, and have a good one.